everyone, and welcome to the Educational Webinar Jam. Today we are kickstarting webinar 1 out of 3, and it's all about Quizlet. This session will be delivered by the founder herself, Maria Zahir. She is a highly skilled teacher trainer with extensive knowledge of the latest and most effective teaching methodologies. She holds scholarship in higher education and masters in TESOL and applied linguistics from the UK. Miss Maria has worked in esteemed institutions and received multiple recognition awards for her research in teaching methods and development workshops, which have proven to be both creatively innovative and best practices for an ever-changing generation of students. This initiative was taken amid COVID-19, where teachers and students are going through very challenging times, aiming to equip the teachers with educational tools that will give their online classes much-needed oomph. Her motto is to keep the wheel of learning moving. There are 3 more webinars which are coming up. On September 26th, it's all about the app Kahoot, which is a game-based learning platform that brings engagement and fun to 1+ billion players every year at school. On October 3rd, the webinar is about Quiz. This app was used for every subject to play in class and at home. Pick any existing quiz or create your own for review, formative assessment, and much more. Finally, on October 10th, as a bonus, it's all about Google. Get empowered by Google functions that you may have not explored before. Learn about interesting features to make your online classes more interactive. Please mark these dates down for the upcoming webinars, and you'll also receive updates of these events via email. Finally, there will be a Q&A session at the end of this webinar. Please use this chat box, which you can see on the top right, and post your questions that will be answered towards the end of the webinar. Now, without further ado, please requesting Miss Maria to enlighten us with all her expertise.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this webinar, and I wish to see you in my further webinars. Before I start my today's presentation, I would like you all to use this poll. The link is provided in the chat box, and let us know one thing that you have learned or picked up during your quarantine. So please click on the link provided in the chat box and share with us one hobby you have picked up during quarantine time. The link is already in your chat. As you keep on responding, I will see your results here. Baking, cooking, great. What else? Cleaning, that's interesting. Stitching, okay. I think most of you have been cooking. Exercising, that's interesting. So that kept you proactive. Reading is also a good hobby. Well done. Communication, okay, interesting. Sport. Most of you, I think, are into reading. Webinaring, yes, that was something very. Netflix, of course, we need to chill at times as well. That's a cool one. Courses, okay. Udemy, okay. Fitness, yes, of course, we need fitness as well. Interesting responses. Great. That's interesting to know that you all used up this time constructively. So that's really interesting. So again, today we are here to get things more constructive, learn something new to take away back to our online classes and teaching. So what is today's webinar about? It is about Quizlet. So you may ask, what is Quizlet then? So it is a free online teaching and learning app. It's interactive, and when it is interactive, the features, so it gets the engagement straight away in your online classes. The gamification mode is very innovational in Quizlet, and it creates motivation for the students in your online classes, also in your face-to-face classes. What else does Quizlet provide you? It helps you create language material. By language material, I mean it is basically focused for genre-based or vocabulary-based material that can be revised at the different stages of a lesson. You can create them for your warmers, stirrer or settlers, or you can even use them as a review lesson. So once you get to know how to use Quizlet, you will be able to use them in all these parts of your lesson. So basically, they are digital flashcards. It helps you create digital flashcards and vocabulary sets that you can use it as your teaching tool. Not only for your teaching tool, you can use it for your assessment tool. And you will learn this feature in today's training. It helps you to plan as well. How will it help you plan? It is through reviewing your class progress. And most amazingly, it is available in 18 languages. How interesting and how amazing this feature is of Quizlet. And multi-subject matter. By multi-subject matter, I mean you can use it for different subjects. Like I am an English teacher, I'm a EFL teacher. I use it for my EFL classes. But if you are joining us today as a math teacher, you can use it for math, you can use it for science, you can use it for history. The options are endless, and you will see those options during my presentation today. So it's not only for teachers. Some of you might be just parents supporting your child's online teaching nowadays. You might be just a student yourself. How can you use that? So you will see all these options today in this webinar. So you may ask, okay, I might know another app that or another online tool that already provides me. So why is Quizlet different? Convince me more. So here it is. Why? Yes, it is a fact. 90% of students who use Quizlet report higher grades. And I'm not making this up. This is from the Quizlet website itself. It is that much effective. And what else does a teacher need, or what else as a parent need if their child or their students are achieving 90% higher grades than before? What else is there? Why? Why again? So it is a user-friendly digital product. By this I mean, if you have a Facebook account, and you were able to move around and settle it, it is that easy. It is that easy to use this app. It is very user-friendly, and you will learn this step by step later on. So like I said, it is genre-based or vocabulary-based digital flashcards, and you are able to make your list there. And if you don't have a time, we all are busy with our online teaching nowadays. There are a set of hybrid pre-prepared sets from previous teachers who have used it and made it for public for other educators to use. And you will be able to figure that out soon. Create class and track progress. This is something that I have been getting this endless questions. How can I track progress of my students? It is hard to assess them. It is hard to know where they stand at the moment. And I am giving my lesson, but I'm able to track their progress. So Quizlet allows you to do that. You will be able to track your class progress in your Quizlet. So multiple printing options. This is something very useful for teachers. When you are creating a set, Quizlet allows you to create a test for that set or list of vocabulary. and you can print that as a PDF and download it, and you can even embed that link in your LMS system or learning management system that you are using for your classes. And you can, if not, you can even send it as an attachment to the email for the students. This printing option is very useful for your classes. Collaboration and teamwork in your classes. So this is something, unfortunately, at the moment for face-to-face teaching, and hopefully very soon we will go back to our face-to-face teaching classes. But this can be still done on individual basis. You can share a link of different gamification features with the students and do it while you are online. And the key part is students are preparing for their test or something in a fun way. So it's not just always learning by heart or writing on papers or providing one sheet of the other. Through this gamification feature, students can learn with fun. They can have some fun while learning something, and your teaching aims are achieved, and students are also gaining knowledge in a fun way. Great. So before I move forward, please use the link again in the chat box and let me know how often do you find your students demotivated during online teaching. And you can just also say one word, just one word to say, why do you think they are demotivated? Kindly use the link provided in your chat box to respond to this poll again. Do you think they are demotivated always, never, or sometimes? Okay, results are coming up. Sometimes, can you add one word, why? Just one word, why do you think they are demotivated? Yes, discursive materials, interesting. Mr. Hussain just added his comment there. Any more responses to this poll? Anyone else would like to share in the comment box? Why do they find their students demotivated? So we have a mixed result here. Somebody's saying sometimes, never. Are you sure they're never demotivated? That's interesting. Can you share why? Emotional interaction. Yes, of course, lack of emotional interaction is something. Sometimes, yes, because they are home doing a lot of hours on the computer. Yes. So this is where Quizlet comes in. When I say you can use it as a stirrer and a settler, when you can see when you're teaching online and students are getting distracted, they are demotivated, you can use different features of Quizlet and motivate them at that state. It's an instant motivation feature that you can use in your classes. Thank you for your responses. Okay, so let's move on to the features of Quizlet. What are some of the features that Quizlet helps you to change your online teaching to, or take it to an extra oomph they need, an extra level to your online teaching? So these are the 6 features that Quizlet has. On your left-hand side is the learning mode, or you can use it as a study mode for your students. And on your right-hand side is the gamification factor, where the motivation, sense of competition, sense of achievement kicks in your classes when students are just bored of same lectures, same monotony of the lesson presentations of online classes. Okay, so what does each feature allows a user to do. So the speller feature, it type what you hear in this audio powered study mode. You have to type in there and it spells it out for you. Learn is the user can track correct, incorrect answers and retest ones they have missed. The space race you type the answer as a definition or terms and you scroll down across the screen as long as the number of vocabulary is available in the set you are using this game for. Like I said, they are digital flashcards. So the users can review all the key terms. They can set it, they can shuffle, randomize, they can listen with audio. The listening of audio helps with the pronunciation aspect of those vocabulary words. Test is something you can do it online when you're delivering your online teaching lesson. This test can be sent as a challenge to the students via a link that you can email them, embed in your LMS system, or whatever you like. And last but not least is the scatter race. This is against the clock. When something is against the clock, then students are really, motivated, connected to finish that task in the shortest amount of time. You can do the scatter race during your class time online, and you can also send it as a challenge to your students, sharing a link, and let's see if they can beat the class time when they did this race during your online lesson. I think by now you must be very curious to know what really these features are and how you can incorporate them in your online classes. Well, the action is begun. Now you can see what you will learn today. So you will learn how to create a class for your students, how you create a set. By set, I mean the list of vocabulary words. So I will continue using the word set because that's what Quizlet use as their word in the app. Getting your students signed up, adding students to a class, how teachers can use test mode, student activity data on Quizlet, and embedding Quizlet on LMS, Learning Management System. Here I've given an example of Moodle or Edmodo. So let's get started. So when we type Quizlet, and you can see this is their main page shows up when you go to quizlet.com. So how do I get started? If you can see, I'm a teacher, I'm a parent. So here I'm in a teacher. I'm going to click a teacher, get started. You can do it by, if you don't have a Google account or you don't have a Facebook, or if you don't want to connect those, you can just add your basic details like you do it normally with any account and you sign up. Or you can just click Google and you can move on with Google or continue with Facebook. You can just continue with Facebook. It is that simple. Okay, so I will log in with my teacher's account and show you how does it look like. So this is the dashboard of Quizlet. When you sign in as a teacher or as a parent, this is the dashboard that you see. On your left-hand side, this ribbon is showing you the features that I mentioned earlier in my presentation. So the sets, the folders, and the classes. And here you can see the list of vocabulary that was pre-made or what I've been using over the years for my classes. If you view all, so the list is listed this way. And you can even see there are 23 terms in this set. There is one term in this set, and so on and so forth. So let's start with the first aspect is to create a class. So when you are here, create a class. I will show you slowly with it Like for example, I will say G5 as a grade 5. Description, I will add it is my English subject. And for the school XYZ, some schools are already using Quizlet, so you might write the name of your school and you will see it is there. So I will just add to this at the moment and I will press create. You can see how simple it was. In just simple 3 steps, I was able to create my class, and you can see it in my dashboard. It is showing over here, and you can see the G5 class is already created. Okay, so now I've created my class. How can I allow my students to enter? So there are 2 ways to do it. You can copy this link, if you can see on my screen clearly. You can copy this link and share it with the students via email or WhatsApp group or whatever source of communication you use with your students. Or you can use add members here. And by using this icon on the top, you can write the emails or you can send an invitation by linking with Google Classroom, and you can use the limit of 150 emails at one time and send this invitation. And as soon as the members or your students start on accepting your invitation, they will be automatically added to your class list here. So you will be able to see the members here. At the moment, you can see it's my name here as a class admin, so that's me. So this link, when I look at the members as well, this link is here as well, and it was already as an invitation link for your students. You have any questions so far, or should I continue? Please let me know. Is it clear for all of you? Is it clear for all of you so far? Okay, great. So now I have my class done, and now I know how I can add my students to my class. So now we have reached to step 3. Now I have my class ready, my students are in there. How can I create my list of words that I want to use in my class? So what happens is you can use this plus sign or you can use this create sign. But as you remember, I mentioned that you can even use a hybrid list of words that are pre-created by other teachers. If I don't have time, I want something to just pull up very quickly, I will go here. I will search for English. Let's continue in the subject I started earlier. And you can see there are endless list of words that educators have created, and they have made it available for all the users of Quizlet to recycle these words. So it depends what you are searching for. Depends what you're searching for, and if you think there is something there of the words, okay, this is what you needed, you can select this, and you can then, using this plus sign, you can add it to the class. So we created this class G plus G5. I will click on plus, and this was added to my G5 class. So this was already ready for me to use. So this is one of the ways, and you can see all the features popped up as soon as you clicked in and you started to use this feature. So, okay, I didn't find, let's assume that you didn't find what you wanted for your class. So what should I do? I can create myself. So let's go to create now. If you can see here, create, so title, I can say, I'm just doing it as a random selection what's coming in my mind. Parts of a building. For example, it is for, it is description, you can say You can add your subject, or you can just any title, whatever you like. So what happens is, this is where you keep on adding. So the list has to be minimum 2 words to get into the action mode. But you can use as many as you like, and I will show you in a minute. So let's see, I want to add parts of a building. Door, for example. I want to search for the definition. So you can see Google has all this. Quizlet already has list of definitions that you can use for your word. So a movable entrance to a building or a room. For the preschoolers or someone, I want to use an image with it, with young learners. So can you see, with a click of a button, the pictures popped up. So, okay, I want to use a clear picture of a door. So can you see, in just a click of a button, the definition or the word you wanted was there. The definition was searchable easily in the Quizlet embedded option, and the image was created. So let's do one more. A wall. And as soon as I clicked on the definition part, you can see the definition showed up, and it was fine for me. It's not necessary that you have to select this preset definitions. You can easily change them and type them according to your liking. Again, I would like to add an image. I just clicked on the image and the picture of the wall showed up, and it is ready. But I want more words. Yes, you can. You can add. How can you add more words? And you can add from here. The more you click on this add card, the more definition options keep on showing up as you keep on clicking. So for this training purposes, I will just stay to these 2 words so you can see the more features in the set time. So once I'm done, I'm all ready. I can see my definitions are fine, my images are there. If you don't want to put an image for the higher level students, you can remove that. You can just stay with the definition word and the meanings of it. So once I'm ready, I'll click on create, and you can see it has started showing me in my features, and I can add this to the class when I'm ready with everything with the plus sign. Okay, so let's move on to the other features. What are the other features that I told you earlier Google allows you? So the first 5 features are the study features. The flashcards. Let's look at this one first. What are flashcards? So you can see when I clicked on flashcards, this is what it shows up. This means this is something, image which I added earlier, and the definition that I selected. So when I'm going on my online teaching, I can start with this option, or I can flip the card and ask my students, what is a door? Can you give me the meaning? Okay, and this option will help them to even hear to the word or the pronunciation of that word. So you can hear. So you can see it is pretty clear for them. Even they can listen to the definition. Right, so if you can see on your left-hand side, the progress is there as well. So this is what I was talking about. You can keep track of how much you have taught and what is left behind. So this is something very helpful for teachers who lose track of the progress or where they are or where the students are. It becomes very overwhelming and using a couple of things together. You can shuffle them. You can change the options. You can switch off the audio. You want the answers to be like just the definitions or terms, or you want both. And you can start over again. So you can see it changed the mode. The word came up and the picture and the definition came up. So it's all on you, how you want to use these flashcards. And these are the options. You can see and start over. This is how I change the mode of flashcards. Okay, so learn the second study feature in Quizlet. You can see, again, there are two remaining that I just created with you, just two, so that's why it's just showing you two. But you can add up to 50 vocabulary words as you wish you want to do. So if you can see a layer of brick, I can see wall, okay, wall. So you can see it immediately gave a response that you are correct. What happens if my student identify this thing, if it's wrong? So let's see, okay, I think this is wall again. So you can see the students and as well as you can see they need to study this one. They gave them the right answer, that it was not a wall, it was a door, and they said it was a wall. So you can see it reduces teacher talking time as well. And the students can quickly identify and see, oh, they might just start connect and say, oh, okay, we got this wrong. Okay, we need to study this. So you can see, and the interaction is there. So when we had just two words, by the end of all this learn process, you can see that there was one remaining and one was familiar. That means they just knew one and one they had still remaining for them to learn. So the process keeps on showing them how they can revise and learn, and it helps as educators, we as teachers can also understand what words we need to revise in our following lessons because my students didn't get them today in my class. So this is where the planning tool of Quizlet comes in. You can plan your next lesson based on this progress that you see by end of using this feature, Learn in Quizlet. Okay, so now we reach to write. So write is basically for the spelling purposes. For example, I will write wall with E. Yes, so you see, I did it to show you why this, how this right option helps the students. So it will help them to identify where they went wrong. So you said means this is how the student typed the meaning word, and this is how it went, how is the correct answer showed up. So this is something, again, very useful for you to use in your class, and students can see that where they can correct the spellings and where it was right and what went wrong. Again, okay. This is the progress again. Overall progress of you will identify which words a student or your class is weak in, they need to learn, and what not they need to learn. So I hope you are getting this so far and understanding the cool features of Quizlet. So don't worry, by the end of the presentation, you will receive a step-by-step guide. Use Quizlet as well, and the recording of this webinar will also be shared with you all. Okay, so as you can see here, we have reached to the fourth feature, that is the spell feature. So this was the spelling and the writing. You can see the progress straight away. Your class was able to finish this task is 50%. So I think it is amazing for as a teacher with online classes these days to keep a track of the students in progress here. So what is spelling? They hear the word. So again, the teacher talking time is reduced, and the students can type, or let's do an incorrect spelling and see what happens. So can you see this, how amazing it is? I have typed in incorrect spelling. So you can see how interactive this app is. And you can see here, the progress again keeps on showing up on your left-hand side in the ribbon, and you can keep the track of it as you progress with your classes. So you can see I have learned one because one was incorrect. So I have to improve this, and it shows me in my progress underneath, or in your class progress underneath. You can repeat that as many times as you like. Once it is done, the progress is seen there. Okay. This is something I love it in Quizlet. So the main struggle is making the set in the first place. Then in a click of a button, you can use the same set in, this is the 5th feature I have reached to so far, where you can see how easily with just one set that we created in the beginning, I was able to use 5 different things with the same set. So what is this test option? This is a test option that you can use as an online. I have got lots of requests from the participants helping them understand how they can create test online. So this is, you can see with just a click of a button, I was able to create this test. So this is the basic generic test that's created, but I don't want this option. How can I change this? So if you can see here on the left side, the options, here it comes up. So I don't want them to write for younger students, for example, for primary students, for young learners. I just want them to see the images, and I just want them to match. So once I'm ready, I'm happy to move on, I'll create a new test. So you can see again, with just a click of a button, I was able to change the format of my test. Now I can do this online with my students straight away. What is door? They will write A, or B, and check the answers. And you can see the test was done right away. So 100% grade. So this is something you can also send it as a link, and you can share it with your students, or you can download this. So this is the print option that I was mentioning in my presentation earlier. When I click on print, the same test, at the moment this is the solved test, but the unsolved test can be used in this print option. So as soon as I click print, you can see save as PDF on your right side on the screen. If I click on this, it will save as a PDF on my desktop, which I can use for recycling in my classes, in my online classes, in my LMS system. But I want to print it and I can save it in my Google Drive. I can see more options, and I want to print it. So I can print it and use it. But this printing option is only helpful when we go back to our face-to-face teaching. So I'm giving you both options. At the moment, we are on online mode, but later on, when we go back to face-to-face classes, we can use the same print option and use this test in just a click of a button. So what do you think so far? Are you getting excited to use this Quizlet in your classes or not? Please let me know in the chat box. Are you ready to use this in your Quizlet? Okay, now we have reached to something very amazing. This is called, thank you. Okay, so I can see some motivation is coming up. Great. So I'm glad that you're happy to learn about Quizlet and you are happy to use it in your future classes. So let's reach to the gamification part. So I will show you 2 gamification options, and we will do the last one as you can do it in your class, and we will do it by being in a team in within 5 minutes. So what is this gamification factor? So the first one is match. So you can see as soon as you click, and this is the same set that I created with you earlier. So what happens in this match, make everything disappear, drag corresponding items with each other to make them disappear. So you will see this, what I mean. When I start the game, these are the 2 definitions and the words we added in the beginning. and I want to, okay, I think wall means a moving entrance or building. No. So what happens is I'm unable to match this and the picture did not disappear, and then students will see and that they have got the wrong definition. What if I think this is my definition? Yes, you can see, and so the faster they match and you can see all the words have disappeared. So I was able to do this in 27.8 seconds, and I got the first place badge. So you can, as I was doing it as a teacher at the moment, as in my online class with just 2 definitions, but you can do it this thing with a different thing. Okay, so I did this in 27.8 seconds. So I want to challenge my students, because something that they can do themselves at home, out in their free time or as a revision, and challenge them to use the same game by themselves and beat my time as a teacher, what I use to finish this game. So what happens again, you can share it on Google Classroom, share using Remind, or share on Microsoft Teams. Or simply add your students' emails here and send them an email, so they will get this, this unique link where they can click on and accept this challenge and beat your time or the class time they used to do this game. We can copy this link and attach it separately in the email. So there are 5 different options. You can challenge your students to use the same game on their own and see if they can beat the time. So you can see how interesting it is, how quickly the motivation kicks in, the sense of achievement kicks in, and student gets very involved and they want to beat your time. And this is what they need. They want this kind of interaction. They want this kind of motivation. And hence the learning part is still there. They are learning with fun. And the other game is gravity. Good. Again, this is something very interesting for students, very interactive. You protect the planet from incoming asteroids. So you can say these are the asteroids and this is the Earth. So we have to save them with incoming asteroids. So let's start the game and see what it is. So when I, as a teacher, want to start this, I want them to use all the study set. You can randomize. Random means sometimes an asteroid will have the vocabulary word, or at times it will be replaced with a definition. The level, you know the level of your students, so you can make it to easy, medium, or hard. And once as a teacher or as an educator, I know what the level is, I will set it according to my class level and start the game. Watch out for the red asteroids. If you miss a term twice, it will destroy your planet. So this is something, again, very cool. Students are very connected. They know, okay, if I miss a term, if I make a mistake, the Earth will be destroyed, but they do get 2 chances to correct it. So what it is, what happens here? If you can see, okay, I think that was a wall. No, it didn't help me. So door, but quickly before it hits the Earth, and you can see the asteroid went back up. Now the next one came up. Let me do a mistake and show you. Okay, this is wrong. This is, no, I'm not getting it. So what's happening is it has touched the Earth and I still didn't get the answer correctly. And then now we can see wall came up because I selected for random option. So sometimes the word shows up or sometimes the definition shows up. So it depends how you want to do it. And yet again, you can see the level and the progress on the on your left-hand side. The ribbon on the white shows you the score, how quickly this was done. So these are the 2 very interesting gamification options. Okay, so are you ready to get involved in this action now? So now I'm going to change my set here. If I've done this quickly, I want to change the set now. So you can see created by, it's my name here. So I want to change my sets. If I click on my profile, all my pre-made sets show up. So let me select just any one. and I'm going to play this game with all of you. So this is Quizlet Live, my ultimate favorite feature of Quizlet. And students get very excited and they really get involved. I have also used this game for my different presentations, for my audience, for my teacher meetings. So this is very helpful for just, getting that excitement built up in your presentations or in your classes. So we click live. So here the team option is something that you can do in your face-to-face classes, because when you click the team option, the definitions on the smartphones come on their devices, and 3 people have to connect together to answer. Because we are doing it as an online webinar, we'll go for the individual option at this time. So you can select the definition of the words or the vocabulary word and the definitions. I will go for this one. So you can see it's ready. I want to close the music. I can switch it off from here. So I request you all to please go to www.quizletlive.com. The link is provided for you in your chat box as well. You can scan this code and get connected, or you can use this code to enter this game. So please, I would request you all to please enter this, and you need minimum 2 players to add in this game. So I can see 1 player is in. Okay. Great. Right. Any more players? So you can see as your students start joining in, you can see the names here. You can see how many have joined. You can request the others to join as well. You wait for rest of them to join. Okay, for the training purposes, I will just start with these 8 players at the moment to experience what really Quizlet Live is. So as soon you can see all your numbers are full here with the students you wanted them to start, you will create game. And you can see as soon as you've created the game option, it gives you a name of a different animal. So Lena knows she's ostrich, Khadija knows she's fox, lions, and this is how you progress the game. So once I start the game, you can see this bar shows up. So if you can see the device you just logged in with, the game starts on your phone straight away as soon as I click the game. So you can see that, and you can motivate your students like this. Like Oxen is really doing well. Oxen got 3 definitions. Well done. Let's see who finishes up the race fast. And you can see there are 12 definitions. So Oxen has reached to 4 already. Hedgehog is trying. Rhino is trying. Bison and lion, please try your best. I know you can do it. And you can see the motivation, the motivational words as much as encouragement words you can use to motivate your students. Oxen is really doing well. Camels are catching up. Rhinos and hedgehogs are trying. Fox is trying. Bison and lions, ostrich, come on, you can do it as well. So you can do a continuous commentary with your game to encourage your students to win. Oxen is really trying hard. And if you can see, any student who has done a mistake is going back to 0 and has to start all over again. So this is a very, like camel just lost a definition, got a wrong definition, had to go back to 0. But Oxen is really doing well, has reached 10. 2 more definition, Oxen, you're almost winning. Rhino is really trying hard, foxes are catching up. So well done. Well, you can see here, simultaneously, you got the response of that Oxen has won. Well done. Let's give a round of applause to she who has done this game. So you can see how exciting and motivating it was for you as well. And it all happens in just a click of a button. I'm sure you're happy with it so far and you have learned something that you knew that you will use in your online classrooms. Okay, so that's it from me today. If you have any questions, please share this in the chat box. We have 3 minutes to answer. If I'm unable to answer, I can reply to you later. Any questions that you are not sure of, anything that you are still unclear about this webinar, please ask now.
Hi, Maria.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for this. I just want to ask you something about the live game, may I?
Yes, please, go ahead.
I played it with my students, okay, and I had 15 MC with testing vocab that we had done. And
Okay.
one girl got to the end of the line within less than 2 minutes, and other girls were only on question 2. So,
Yeah.
like, the people who were only on question 2 or 3, like, they didn't get to practice anything because it was over in less than 2 minutes.
Yes, we at times when when I'm doing it in my face-to-face classes, when I see that the smart students are doing it, what happens is when you're into a team mode, then it automatically shuffles the students to weak students to smarter students. So the online, it might be a struggle. So either you can embed the same game as a link for them, and I will let you know, Ms. Gina, via email how you can embed that link in your LMS system, and they can use it as challenged individually by themselves. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Any more questions? Yes, we will be sending the recording of this webinar. You will get a link of my website where you will be able to see the recording of this webinar, plus a step-by-step guide of how to use the features of Quizlet. Thank you for joining us today. You can follow Educational Webinar Jam on Facebook and Insta. Be social with us. Give us your feedback. Anything else you want to see in your future webinars or you wish to contribute, please get in touch. Thank you and goodbye. Bye for now.